Hi guys, it's Darts fan number 1 here, and today I'm reacting to night 2 of the BetMGM Premier League of Darts. In quarter-final 1 then, we saw the two Lukes face off against each other. Luke Littler up against cool hand Luke Humphreys. First leg, Humphreys went 1-0 up, taking out double 16. Second leg, it became 2-0 to Luke Humphreys. Then we got underway with the third leg, and Littler took out tops to end that, so it's 2-1 to Humphreys as it stands. In leg 4, we saw it become 3-1 to Luke Humphreys. In the fifth leg, it became 5-1. It became 4-1, sorry. Then in the sixth leg, Littler got one back to make it 4-2. In the seventh leg, we saw Littler start off with a 180, went 4 dots into the 9, but couldn't hit it. So that made it 4-3. In leg 8, Littler started off with 180 again, but then hit a ton. The same result as last time. Littler wins that one 4-all. Then leg 9, Humphrey starts with a 180, then a 140, getting 5 dots into the 9 darter there. And then it becomes 5-4. Humphrey's taking out double 12 for him. Then in the 10th leg, both start off with a 140. Littler hits another 140, Humphreys only 45, and then backed up by a 180 by Littler, a 140 by Humphreys, leaving Humphreys not on a finish. And then Littler takes out 41 on double 10. So we went to a last leg decider then in the game against the two Lukes. Humphreys kicked off with a ton, Littler followed with a ton. Then Humphreys hit a 140, Littler hit a 180. Humphreys could only hit 41, then Littler hit a 140, leaving him on 81. Humphreys hit a 180, he's put all the pressure on, leaving him on tops. And then Littler hit the treble 17, leaving him 2 dots double 15. First one, wired. Second one, wired. Littler misses 2 match darts. Over to Humphreys, then he's on tops. The first one goes just above the wire. Second one, in the single 20. Can he hit double 10? No, he wires it. So that means both players miss match darts. Littler misses 2, Humphreys misses 3. Humphreys kicks the ground for restoration. The stage shakes. And then Littler takes out double 15, second dart, which means Littler gets into the semi-final, then beating Luke Humphreys by 6 legs to 5. Humphreys storms off the stage, not happy with his performance. And then we get into quarter-final 2, Michael Van Gerwen versus Josh Rock. Michael Van Gerwen then kicked off. Josh Rock won the first leg by 1-0, taking out 40, for him. Good for Josh. And then Josh started to fall apart a bit. It then became 1-all, Michael Van Gerwen hitting tops first start. Then in the third leg, we saw Van Gerwen win that one by 2 legs to 1. Then Van Gerwen wins again, making it 3-1. Then in the fifth leg, Van Gerwen wins again, making it 4-1, and then in the 6th leg, Van Gerwen wins again to make it 5-1. Then in the 7th leg, Josh Rock gets one back on double 4, and then in the 8th leg, Michael Van Gerwen wraps it up. So that is your quarter-final 2. Michael Van Gerwen 6, Josh Rock 2. He faces Luke Littler in the semi-final. There will be a reaction to that in a moment after we've covered 3 and 4. In quarter-final 3, Johnny Clayton, the Welshman, took on the Englishman, Stephen Bunting. These two of the most controversial picks for the Premier League. In the first leg, Bunting went 1-0 up. Second leg, 2-0 Bunting. Third leg, 3-0 Bunting. Fourth leg, 4-0 Bunting. And then Johnny decided he was going to turn it up a bit. Wins the fifth leg, 4-1. It goes 180 to leave himself on the 9. Can't take it out. 4-2 because he wins the 6th leg. 7th leg, 4-3 on double 8 for Johnny. 8th leg, 4-4, taking out 64 for Johnny Clayton. So that means we've gone from 4-0 Bunting to 4-all. Then second leg, Bunting kicks off a 180, but then only hits 57, only follows it with a 57, and Clayton wins that leg on tops. 5-4 Clayton after being 4-0 down. And then in the 10th leg, Johnny Clayton kicks off with a ton. Bunting, 134. Clayton, 140. Bunting, 140. Clayton, 137 to leave him on 124. Bunting, 140 to leave him on 87. But Johnny Clayton takes out the 124. Treble 20, treble 14, double 11. 6-4 Clayton after being down 4-0. So there you have it then. Johnny Clayton 6. Stephen Bunting 4. Clayton advances to the semis. In our final quarterfinal then, Gerben Pleiss versus Jan van Veen. In the first leg, we saw Van Veen win that one, so he goes 1-0 up. Second leg, 2-0 Van Veen. Third leg, 2-1. Fourth leg, 3-1. Fifth leg, 3-2. Sixth leg, 4-2, Jan van Veen. And then seventh leg, 4-3. Eighth leg, Gezi wins that one, 4-all. And then ninth leg, 5-4 Gezi. And the 10th leg, it's 5-all. So we go to the last leg decider and Gerben Pleiss versus Jan van Veen to decide who faces Johnny Clayton in the second semi-final. Pleiss kicks off with a 17, 5-5-7 for him. And Van Veen hits an 81. Gezi with a 140. Van Veen with a 140. Gezi with a 140. Van Veen with a 97. Gezi hits 1-2-1 to leave himself on 83. Van Veen hits 99 to leave himself on 84. Gezi can't take out 83. He scores 58 to leave him on 25. Van Veen hits 59 to leave him on 25 also. Both missing darts at the bull. Both missed a match dart. And then Gezi Pleiss does take out 25 on 1-12. So Gerben Pleiss is in semi-final 2. The leg 11 ends 6-5 to Gerben Pleiss. And then in the semi-finals, the first semi-final saw Littler take on Michael van Gerwen. First leg, we saw it go 1-0 Michael van Gerwen. Second leg, 1-all. Third leg, 2-1 Littler. Fourth leg, 2-all. Fifth leg, 3-2 Van Gerwen. And then sixth leg, Van Gerwen kicks off with a 180. Can't follow it though. And then Littler wins that leg, so it's 3-all as it stands. In the seventh leg, it becomes 4-3 Van Gerwen. In the eighth leg, it becomes 4-all. Luke Littler hits a 180 to kick the leg off. 99 followed though, and then Van Gerwen ends up winning that one. 5-4 Van Gerwen then. Can Van Gerwen wrap it up and win 6-4, or can Littler take us to a deciding leg? Van Gerwen kicks the leg off with an 81. Littler follows only with 43. Then Van Gerwen hits a maxi, a 180 there. Littler scores 89. Van Gerwen 134 to leave him on 106. Littler scores 90, still not on a finish. Van Gerwen scores 74 to leave himself on double 16. Littler hits a 135 to leave himself on a 144 checkout. And Van Gerwen takes out double 16 second dart, which means Van Gerwen's our first finalist after winning in Newcastle last week. It ends Luke Littler 4, Michael van Gerwen 6. And then in our second semi-final, it was an all-Welsh clash. Johnny Clayton up against Gerben Pleiss. Gerben Pleiss, obviously off the back of defeating Jan van Veen in the first quarter-final. He kicks us off, losing the first leg. So 1-0 Clayton. Second leg, 1-all. Third leg, 2-1 Clayton. Fourth leg, 2-all. Fifth leg, 3-2 Clayton. All on throw so far. Sixth leg, 3-all. 3-all. Seventh leg, 4-3 Gerben Pleiss. First break of the match. Then he makes it. Then it goes to 4-all. Then we see it go 5-4 Clayton. Then 5-all. We go to a last leg decider in the all Welsh affair. Johnny Clayton kicks off with a ton. Gerben Pleiss then hits a 174. Johnny Clayton follows with a 140. Gerben Pleiss can't stay on the 9. 140 for him. Johnny Clayton scores 55. Gerben Pleiss scores 105 to leave him on 82. Johnny Clayton scores 82 to leave him on 124. Pleiss scores 62 to leave him on double 10. Clayton scores 56 to leave him on 68, and Gerben Pleiss misses the first start, goes inside in the second to leave him on double 5, which he pins. 6-5 Gerben Pleiss. Johnny Clayton 5, Gerben Pleiss 6. That means our final then is between Michael van Gerwen and Gezi Pleiss. Michael van Gerwen looking for back-to-back Premier League wins after not winning a single one last year. And anyway, in the first leg, Gezi Pleiss made it 1-0 against throw. Second leg, 2-0 Price. Third leg, 2-1 Van Gerwen pulls one back, taking out 167. Fourth leg, Michael Van Gerwen makes it 2 apiece. 160 checkout there. Then Van Gerwen kicks off a 171, can only hit a 140 after though. So in the fifth leg, it goes 3-2 Price. Sixth leg, we see it become 4-2 Price. Seventh leg, it goes 5-2 Price. Eighth leg goes 5-3. So could this be the final leg? Can Gerwen Price win in the first Premier League night in Antwerp, in Belgium? Van Gerwen kicks off with 85. Price follows with a 140. Van Gerwen then scores 93. Price with a maxi 180 to leave him on 181. Van Gerwen hits 171 to leave him on 152. Gerwen Price hits 127 to leave him on 54. Van Gerwen scores 42 to leave him on 110, and then Price hits 14 first dart to leave him tops. First one's outside, second one's pinned. Gerwen Price is your Night 2 Premier League of Darts champion in Antwerp. And Michael Van Gerwen 3, Gerwen Price 6. Michael Van Gerwen, first game lost in 2026 BetMGM Premier League. Next week is in Glasgow. I'll see you for that one. I'll be back for Players' Championship reaction on Tuesday. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.